Infor Early Talent Program. That's the event for today, or the virtual event we're gonna have with you. We want to, or explain to you how it would be to kick off your career with Infor. As I said, today's host, it's me, Ellen Cadell. I'm a business consultant at Infor, earlier or previously part of an early talent program in the Nordics from 2019. I'm based in the Stockholm office, and my background is a master in strategic management. And then I also have a co-host from a neighboring country, Jan.
Yeah, I'm from Norway. My name is Jan Sindre Heltne. I am an associate consultant and was a part of the early talent program last year in 2020. I am located in Trondheim and have a degree in logistics and supply chain management. And that made it natural to work in and specialize in the sales and logistics part of consulting. And that's me.
Yeah, not from my side. I'm within finance. We're a finance consultant at Infor, so connected to my background. But we also have some speakers for it today. So let's kick off with Katarina. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, thank you, Ellen. Katarina is my name. My title is Senior Manager for Consulting Practice, which means that I'm responsible for a group of consultants in different levels, so to say, from associates to more senior and solution architects. I've studied information technology, and I started off as a trainee in early or late 80s, maybe I should say. Started at Infor 2016. That was the second time I started at the same company, but anyhow. Also responsible for the Nordic Early Talent Program. So that's me. Agatha, would you like to present yourself?
Sure. Hello, everyone. My name is Agata Żelazna. I'm responsible for early talent recruitment across EMEA. I joined Infor in 2017 as a recruiter. So yeah, nice to meet you, everyone. And I'm pretty sure that I will be the one who will speak with you during the recruitment process. So over to you, Connie.
Thank you. Hello. Can you hear me? I hope. I have some issues with my mic the whole day since I'm upgrading to Windows 11, but anyhow, now I'm fine. So, my name is Conny Karlsson, and today I work as a senior manager where I successfully lead my team of 22 people within different competencies and different countries. Different locations. I started my career at an early talent program or trainee program, that is what called that, back in 2000. My role after the trainee program was a business consultant with focusing on the e-commerce area at that time. And I also have had several different roles within the company since I started. So I started as a consultant. I moved on as a solution architect, development manager, development director, product manager, and today I'm a consultant manager. So with that said, Infor is a great company that provides a lot of different opportunities for you and for your career growth. So good that you're here.
Yes, thank you, Connie, and Katarina and Agata. We'll hear more from you soon. But yeah, let's go through the agenda for today. We're gonna kick off with talking a bit about our momentum or Infor's momentum, a bit of background information of what we do and how large we are, and so forth. Perhaps you already have a good idea of this. Then we're going to move on to an overview of our offerings, our Infor Cloud suites, as we call them. Then we're going to move into more of the early talent program, so the timeline for the planned program, as well as then me and Jan are going to speak a bit about our experiences during our programs. And then we are also going to go into the recruitment, so the planned recruitment, and also, as Connie mentioned, the different career paths that you might have here at Infor. I see that we're people in the lobby, so hopefully someone can let them in And then we're gonna finish with a Q&A session where you have an availability to ask your questions that you might have to us. Either you save them for last, or if you have questions during the presentation, feel free to already then write a comment or a note on that, and then we will pick them up in the fifth or last session. Yes, so with that said, I think we'll move on to our momentum, and I'll hand over to you, Katarina.
Yes, thank you, Ellen. So, who is Infor? I'm not surprised if you haven't heard that much about Infor as a company. We're not that well known in the Nordics, but you might be impressed by the numbers, considering that you haven't heard about it. So Infor is a global leader in delivering cloud software and for companies in industry-specific markets. So what's a cloud software and what is industry-specific markets? Well, Conny will talk about that a little bit more. But if we look into what Infor is in numbers, we have more than 67,000 customers. And out of those 67,000 customers, 14,000 is in the Infor Cloud. So the service that we deliver to them is delivered through the cloud. We have a revenue of a little bit more than $3.3 billion. Quite impressive, as I see it, at least. Not a small company. And we are more than 17,000 employees around the globe. Of those, 700 is located in the Nordics, which means Sweden, Norway, Denmark, and Finland. Could be nice to know. And we have quite a big emphasis on development. So it's not only consultants, which we will talk about quite a lot. We have a big department that works with development. We have a lot of people within support as well as sales, to give some examples. And this huge department that deliver great software actually have a release every month during the year. And when you talk about cloud systems, it's very important for customers that you have the system up and running. And that's what this uptime SLA stands for. So the system is available for our customers at 99.7% of the duration or the time. So that's very important from a customer perspective to always have the service available. So Ellen, could you move forward? Because what we are talking about today is Infor Global Professional Services, which is the organization where all the consultants sits at our place. And as a consultant, we are responsible for delivering projects to our customers. When they do an investment, they need to have some guidance and help to get the service up and running in the way they would like to have it. And to do that, we have 3,200 consultants supporting our customers, and also a support organization of another 1,200 professionals working with support. And we are divided into 168 countries. So you could say we are all over the world, all over the globe. As a consultant, as I said, there is a lot of development, and there is a lot of things to get up to date with. So for these consultants, they have more than 4,700 new releases to be up to speed with and learn. So it's very important as a consultant to be curious, and you will never stop learning. There will always be something new to look into. Okay, that was my part about Infor.
Okay.
And unmute myself. That's better. Yes. Our overview, or the overview, I'm going to hand over to you, Connie. So please go away.
Yeah. Please move to the next slide. Okay. So Katarina just gave an introduction to Infor and the company. And who are we then? Yeah, we are Infor, and we build software for the cloud. And it's also that it's not only software. It's a lot of things included in this, with that we support processes and businesses and also specific industries. And if you read the text in the boxes, you will see that Infor is a global leader within this cloud software business in our selected industries. And we support more than 65,000 organizations worldwide. So it's a quite a big company, Infor. So please move to the next slide. So when we build our softwares, we are targeting different industries, as I said before. And these are examples of industries that we support. For the Nordics, we have selected some of these industries that we are focusing on. So we have industrial manufacturing under discrete industries. Under consumer industries, we have equipment, food and beverage, and wholesale distribution. So those are the industries that we're focusing on for the Nordics. And of course, our software are targeting these industries. So we have industry-specific functionality. So move to the next slide, please. So these are just examples of industries that we support. And as you can see here on these examples, that we have industries where we are having the top customers or the largest customers of these industries. So if we would put brands or different customers beneath these different industries, then you will see there are quite famous brands under these icons. If we could flip them around, but now we can do that since we haven't really developed the PowerPoint that way. But anyhow, it's a lot of the biggest customers that we have here. So please move on. So for the Nordics, these are examples of customers in the Nordics. Hopefully you know or have seen some of these brands before. I guess that you have. So for example, in Sweden, we have ETAC, we have Ecofon. In Norway, for example, we have Norled. So yeah, just examples of customers that we have. Quite famous brands, I would say, in the Nordics. If you would look globally, we will have even more famous brands, depending on the industries that we're looking into. So please continue. So the Infor strategy when it comes to products. What do we do? Well, we build software for the cloud, and we package this and we provide for our customers what we call industry cloud suites. And an industry cloud suite is including a lot of different components to support all the processes and business needs within an organization. And if you click forward, Ellen, thank you. So to support all of these different processes in the cloud, we are working together with Amazon Web Services. There is our hosting platform. We also have another platform layer on top of that called Infor Operating Services. We have industry last mile features. That's in the actual enterprise resource planning, the ERP system. We have different options to support different things in the cloud. We need to support different kind of networks and how to connect with Internet of Things, different supply chains, and so on. Analytics, and we also have artificial intelligence. You probably have heard of Siri, Alexa, Google. Ours are called Coleman. So please, next slide. So if we just select one of the components in this stack and we look at the industry and the industry plate, and here is where we have our ERP systems. So next slide, please. So what is an ERP system? ERP stands for Enterprise Resource Planning, and you could say that it is an integrated system where you have functions, integrated functions supporting different processes within a company. For example, procurement, warehousing, and so forth. So just to give an example of the different type of processes that we can support. So if you continue to the next slide. Here we have an example of a manufacturing company. So as an example, up to the right, you are the customer. So what can you do as a customer? You buy things from our company, from this specific company. So you place an order, a customer order to the company saying, I would like to buy specific items. The company A will receive this customer order, but they don't have this specific item or items in stock, so they have to be manufactured. So they will in turn create a purchase order to their supplier. And the supplier will receive that as a customer order again. And they will send the raw material to the production warehouse, as an example, or to the production company, where the items are manufactured. And we are creating manufacturing orders, and we are taking care of the different logistics and so forth. When the product is manufactured, is distributed to what we call a sales warehouse in this specific example, and then is distributed or sent from the sales warehouse to the customer, meaning the finished item that the customer bought in the first place. But as you see here, is a lot of things going on that the customer is not aware of. The customer just places an order for an item, and then there's a lot of logistics and processes that needs to be in place and be supported by our systems and products to be able to manufacture this item and send it to the customer. Can be very, very complex. And this is an example of a process or several processes that our applications and products support within different industries. So please continue, Ellen. Examples of two ERPs that are in the focus for the Nordics and also for this program is Infor LN and it's Infor M3. And these two ERPs are also targeting different industries, and they are embedded in different industry cloud suites. And you also see examples of different companies using the different ERPs down below. So please continue. So if you look at into the stack again, I will not talk about all the different features and functions here, but just give examples. So I just talked about the industry plate where we have the ERPs. And we also have a platform called Infor Operating Services. So please continue. Why? Why do we need Infor Operating Services? It's because in the digital transformation journey that our customers are doing, and a lot of different applications, sensors, and devices are connected over the internet today. So we need to have functionality to be able to connect these. And we have Infor Operating Services for this. And since we also have different ERPs, we would like to have one platform that connects a lot of common features. For example, the user experience. We have one user experience for one and the same look and feel. We have collaboration features. So the customers can connect to each other, they can chat with each other, they can connect different documentation and so forth to the different chats that they have. We have extensibility, where we can extend functionality on our applications. We have document management systems. We also have an integration platform. We have data fabric and analytics, what we call data lake. We have applied machine learning, and of course, security on all of this. So everything goes into the same security module. So next slide, please. So this is an example of how the user interface can look like for our application. And this is what we call the homepage. Compare it to a page on your mobile phone where you have the different apps, and then you can swipe and go and move forward in the system and look at different apps and different pages. So a user can have one or several home pages that are customized for their specific needs. And of course, if you continue, Ellen, we also support different mobile platforms. So you can run our applications on the mobile, on different mobile devices. So a high-level product overview of what we have and what we do and what we support.
Thank you so much, Connie, for that presentation. We're gonna continue on to the next section. And just as I said in the beginning, if you have any questions of this, note them down or already write them in the comment section, and we will gather these at the end. So the next section then, timeline and experiences. I'll hand over to you, Jan.
Yeah. You can see on this slide, you can see on one of some of the gatherings of the early talents in, for example, Wrocław in Poland. That's where we have our training facility. And if you go into the next slide, you can see the gathering of the graduation ceremony in Paris, where we had a 1-week course in radical collaboration, for example, and got handed our early talent trophy or award. So we are having fun. And if you're going to the next slide, we can see the timeline of the early talent program, where the program is starting in September with the introduction to the company before we start the education sprint, where we are learning everything we need to know to be good consultants, ending with the graduation ceremony in September or August or something. And then we're going on as associate consultants in projects. If we are going to the next slide, we can see the milestones of the early internal onboarding. We have the introduction to the facility and meeting all the new colleagues while getting handed all the equipment such as computer, company phone, screens, and everything you need to get started. The getting to know Infor part is on orientation about Infor and the different business units we have, while getting familiarized with the organization and how we everything is built up. Then I want to hand over the word to Ellen, that is going to explain the education sprints.
Yes, let's go back one slide again. So yeah, we have some educational sprints, as we call them, within the program, which are divided into three sprints. During the first one, which is quite early in the program, you will start to have an education within an industry or a specific cloud suite that we offer on a associate or start level. And you will all meet together to have this educational sprint. So it's also quite a fun experience to have together when you're new at the company, to sit and get to know the system and be very, very engaged. And then you will move on to maybe shadowing some tasks in projects out in real life, and then head back into your educational sprint 2. And the first one was a bit more functionally oriented. This one is a bit more technically oriented. So you'll learn a bit more about Infor OS and our user interfaces or user experiences that Connie talked about, which is also a very important part of our offerings. And if we go into the educational sprint 3, this is, between these educational sprints, as I said, you will also obviously use the knowledge you've learned to transfer this education into practice when you're out in projects. Hopefully you'll be out in different type of projects with diversified work, and hopefully you will be shadowing senior or more lead consultants during this, while also having a mentor that helps you with your learning. But then you'll also go into educational sprint 3, which is where you dive into your specific areas. So from my part, the educational sprint was an education within finance or more financially oriented, and for Jan that was more of his orientation and so forth. And then after the educational or that type of education, you will also gather to have a case study where you will act as the lead consultant within your specific area and try to solve a case together that could be based on real life or such a scenario that Connie went through with you. And as Jan said, we also end with a certification. The certification is on an associate level, so you'll be certified within a specific cloud suite. So for example, distribution or food and beverage. There's also certifications available that is on the consultant level. So when I was at the end of my program, the associate certification wasn't available, so I had to go to the consultant level directly, and that's where you then certify within finance or as a finance consultant or as a sales consultant and so forth. And then, as we said, it's the end of the program, and you will emerge as an associate consultant. So we also thought that me and Jan could talk a bit about the life after the program, because perhaps that could be quite an interesting fact for you as well. So I'll start and you can take over, Jan. But you will, as you said, after the 1-year program, be titled as an associate consultant within Infor. So you will obviously, as Katarina said, continue your learning. We learn every day. There's a lot of things to learn through various channels. So of course there's internal educations, but most often you learn by project work or by doing stuff in real life. You'll obviously be assigned to both internal and external projects, and hopefully also the aim is that you will also be able to take some responsibility. Often you work with a more senior consultant or a lead within your function or process in the project, who can give you different tasks or responsibilities within your areas. And hopefully this is also aimed at for you to grow into even more responsibilities. And then after 2 full years at Infor, including your program, you will also be subject, or there's time to perhaps get a promotion, which is where you will be promoted to a consultant from an associate consultant, which is the title I hold now since I've been here more than 2 years. And that obviously comes with even more responsibilities and perhaps being able to drive something or some parts in projects on your own. But yeah, I'll also let you speak a bit, Jan, on your experiences as an associate consultant.
Yeah, the best part is getting booked on projects and being on customer site and just following the experienced mentors and learning everything that is to know. And yeah, I think you summarized everything. It's the best part is getting out on project and start working. We are sitting and learning a lot on campus courses. We have like this internal campus site where we are learning about all the different models and all that sort of thing. And when we are getting out on projects, we finally get to use all the knowledge we have built up over a year. So that's kind of the best part, and being on the customer side and meeting our customers and working with from my side M3 and see how it really works in the real world.
Yeah, I should also say that since we're a few years up and running with this program, the network that's been created for us early talents, both previous and current early talents, is also a great thing that we can share our experiences and have fun together. And yeah, it's quite easy to have someone who's within your same level in the company, where you can interact and ask stupid questions if you feel that they're stupid, so forth. So that's also a great thing about the program, that you are connected to that larger network. Yeah, but if you have any more questions or other thoughts about this, feel free to ask us questions during this session, or if you want to send an email or anything like that. But we'll keep going with the presentation. We're going into part number 4 now, the recruitment and career paths. And I'm gonna head over once again to you, Katarina.
Yes, thank you, Ellen, for sharing your experience with us. What we're looking for now is that we're looking for consultants within supply chain management, logistics, within finance management, or those focusing more on the sales processes. And this call is kind of all about the Nordics, which include then Finland, Sweden, Norway, and Denmark. And as you can see, we have offices in quite a few cities, and we can recruit people to all of those offices. But it will be important kind of that we find the right people, and where the right people are, that's where you will be hired, so to say. Yes, so from a Nordic perspective, we're looking for 15 early talents, and I think Agatha will speak a little bit more about that, if I remember right. If you continue, Ellen.
Yes.
Next slide. Or was it me, Agatha? Sorry if I misunderstood.
Yeah, Agatha's going to speak a bit about the recruitment in a while. But first, we're just going to go through the open or the career paths, at least within services or as consultants at Infor.
Then I continue with that. And as Ellen told you, she started up as an early talent and then became associate consultant and is now titled consultant. And this is the career path that is valid from a professional services consultancy perspective. Also, Conny mentioned that we have several different departments where, for instance, he worked within development for quite a few years. But if we stay close to consultancy, then a normal path would be that when you've worked through getting some experience as a consultant, you will move either to a more senior consultant role, or maybe you fancy the project manager role, so then you can move on to an associate project manager role maybe. But if you stay within the application and to implement to customers, then from a senior consultancy perspective, you could move on to solution architect or principal consultant. And to make it easy to understand the difference is that a principal consultant is more an expert within a smaller area, but really the go-to person, the guru. And solution architect, that's someone that is very broad and can cover a big part of the solution. So that is examples of the career opportunities that could be if you start out as an early talent. But as we said, there are plenty of more versions of this as well.
Thank you, Katarina. So yeah, now we'll hand over to you, Agatha, who will talk about the recruitment process ahead.
Yes, thank you, Ellen, thank you, Katarina. So I would like to guide you through the recruitment process which we have in place for early talent roles. So first, of course, you need to apply, and how to do it you will see in the end of this presentation. The first step will be the pre-selection online self-interview. So it means that you will be invited to answer 2 questions in either English or local language with a short video intro. Then if you will be qualified to the next round, you will have a recruiter interview, and which usually lasts around 30 minutes. And then you will be invited to fill in the talent science assessment, which is an online psychological behavioral test. And as soon as you do that, your resume together with talent science results will be shared with managers. If your CV will be selected, then you will be invited for around 1 hour interview with one of our hiring manager, which is organized on Microsoft Teams platform. If the interview goes well, then you will be invited for the final panel interview. And in a panel interview, you will get the chance to show us your skills in presentation and face-to-face interviews. And during this meeting, you will be asked to do the presentation based on the case study. So we can go to the next slide, please, Ellen. So I would like to tell you also what we look for in an employee. As you can see, Infor applies MBM, which is market-based management, which is described by 8 main principles, which are actually the basis for everyday behavior at Infor. And those guiding principles define who we are as an organization and how we treat one and another and our partner. When we put those ideas into action, thanks to those principles, we create a dynamic and positive culture. So if you believe that you value knowledge sharing, integrity, compliance, respect, or humility and self-actualization of your knowledge, then Infor will be a great place for you to start your career with. We can go to the next slide. So based on alignment with guiding principles, which we just shared with you, is one of the selection criteria. But on top of that, we are looking for fresh graduates who are self-confident, who are a great team player, who already has some practical experience, either gained during internship or maybe some short assignments full-time. But what is also very crucial on consultant role is your communication skills. So we are looking for candidates who are able to formulate their thoughts clearly while speaking in front of the clients or other colleagues and team members. And now I would like to show you also the criteria based on which we also assess candidates in terms of the education background. So we are looking for candidates with university degree in supply chain management or mechanical engineering, logistics, business informatics, business administration, finance, or another industry-related area. Experience is not that important for us, as I said before, but your personality and communication skills is crucial. As a consultant, you will be asked to travel to the client side, so we are looking for candidates who are open for travel as well. And what is also important for us is your ability to speak in local language and English, as English is our core company language. And on top of that, of course, you need to have interest in IT and business processes, as you will be working on those on a daily basis. All right, so I think that's all what I wanted to say about your profile. So
yes, thank you, Agata. And if there's any questions about the profiles or what we're looking for, also please ask those or ask those to Agata, and she will answer that. I think we also have slides here on how to engage. I'm not sure if you want to add something here, Agata.
Yeah, so maybe just to sum up, how you can apply. You can either apply through LinkedIn. Myself and my colleagues are also looking proactively through LinkedIn. You can, of course, ask us any question during this event, or just basically contact us through our generic mailbox emia.talent@infor.com.
Thank you so much.